And welcome back to Stories from the River. This is your host, Charlie Malouf. I'm here with Bill Woodman, our EVP of Finance, and we are here to talk about our Retailer of the Year distinction and award. Bill, welcome back to the pod.
Oh, glad to be here, Charlie.
Yeah.
Really excited.
I'm super excited to have this conversation.
Welcome to Stories from the River, a show in which we go behind the scenes at Broad River Retail.
So, Bill, you had the opportunity to join us last month, Friday, October 25th, at High Point University at the International Home Furnishings Representatives Association, that's a mouthful, IFRS, Furniture Industry Awards Gala. Have you ever been to that gala before?
No, it's the first time ever.
Have you ever been to High Point University before?
No. Look, I was very impressed.
So what do you think of that arena?
It blew me away, really, when I went in and saw it all, and I said, wow, what a place to have this event at, and it was just perfect.
Before the event started, we had the cocktail hour, and were you there for that period?
I was, and I met a lot of people, including your family and Manu's family, and that was a real joy for me. And both families were just wonderful and gracious, and I got to know your sister and your uncle a little bit, and that was a lot of fun.
Well, that's cool. What did you guys talk about? What Carmen or Uncle Tommy told?
Well, I talked a lot with Carmen, and I asked her for a funny story of your past.
That was boy.
And she said, well, ask you about your dancing in Lebanon, and she'll leave it at that.
I have no idea what she's talking about.
But anyhow, we had a lot of fun. Your mom was great. What a warm woman she is. And so, it was special for me to see and be part of your family for that night.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. My mom hasn't had a chance to attend any of these type of events. And did you know she surprised me?
Yeah, you told me, and that, what a surprise that must have been for you.
Well, yeah, it was really interesting. So I was it was a covert operation apparently. I was going to the airport to pick up Carmen and Uncle Tommy, who were flying in from Tampa. And my mom jumped at the whole idea. It's like, we're not going to tell Charlie. I'm going to fly in. They coordinated where she landed at the same time as they did. So I'm picking up my sister and Uncle Tommy, and I'm in what I think is a safe lane in the airport with this car's honking at me and cursing me, get out of the way, get out of the way. I'm like, my blood pressure is rising. I'm stressed out. And Carmen's not coming to the car.
Yeah.
She's like staying with her luggage, and then she's got her phone and she's filming me. I'm like, this is a terrible time to like be doing like FaceTime or social media. Like, what are you doing? Get in the car. So I was getting frustrated, but she was filming me to see my reaction because my mom was hiding behind the dare. So anyways, I don't know if I was in the right mind state to like be surprised by it. But
Carmen seems to have a nice sense of humor, so I'm sure she enjoyed all that.
Yeah, it was fun. And we drove up to Salisbury and then we went to the Ashley showroom and shopped around High Point Market, and then we kind of went into the gala and got changed and dressed at the center. And so who had more family members there? I like to ask each of our guests. Manny's family or my family? This is an easy question.
I think you...
No, come on, Bill. Manny rolled deep, like 17 people.
Oh, well, all I met his parents, and I wasn't introduced to everybody. So I'm just picking testing. Yeah.
Okay, so Bill, we get to the gala and the big conference room, and just what was your reaction or responses? What do you think?
Well, I thought it was just so amazing. So many unbelievable people from the industry were there. The quality and the level of people and the level of intensity that they all had about what they do. And it was just really some of the stories that hearing on the stage and the people that won awards, it was just very impressive.
Yeah, it really inspires you to hear the other winners and their stories, and you really start to appreciate it. And everyone's got a cool story.
Yeah.
And it's so diverse and spans across generations and genders and geographies. It was really cool to see everyone come together. And then, what do you think about what does it mean to Broad River to win the industry's Retailer of the Year award?
I truly have an appreciation when I first started here. I came into that fire of 2015.
Yes, the fire we've talked about a lot.
And that story was explained in the video of that meeting. And it just to see it from there and the work and the dedication and the people involved and the heart behind it all, and to drive forward, and not only to survive that initial period, but then collectively start to put things together and make smart decisions along the road to where we are today. It was very satisfying.
Yeah, that's I mean, just to have a front row seat, Bill, and it wasn't just 1 year's, like, you don't just wake up and like you're in business and you get this Retailer of the Year award. It's many, many years of backstory and histories and tire marks and peaks and valleys that kind of go into it. And someone with your leadership if you don't come in when you come in, we don't make it. We really don't make it to be in that spot. And there's probably several people along the way who kind of, their entrance and their joining the company at that particular time really had a profound impact on us being able to not just survive, but ultimately to thrive, to get to that point. And we've said, like, this isn't like about Charlie or Manny. This is a true team award. How will you take this back to your team and instill that sense of pride of what we've kind of accomplished together?
Well, we do talk about it and where we are, and not to rest on our laurels and to not take things for granted, that we need to work every day. We need to bring our best every day. But this award here really, it's such a prestigious award and is so meaningful. And so we just got to tell everybody and bring it together. I'm having a meeting next week, a staff meeting, to bring together, just to kind of reflect on our company and what we've done as a department and as a company go forward.
Yeah. And I'm sure you deal with so many other third-party partners who are different from like our product vendors and partners, but like the banks and the insurance companies and the accountants and the CPA firms. And have you shared this acknowledgement with them to say, hey, thank you for what you do to help us, and also to let you know, like, here's what we were recognized with?
Close relationships with our banks, and they are always just so impressed. Our CPA firms, everybody is just so impressed with the caliber that we bring every day, and that they're continue to be wowed by what we've been able to accomplish, not just yesterday, but today as well.
Because of when you saw us at our worst, and now you're seeing us at our best, do you think it means more?
You don't forget. Don't forget where you started, where you began, and the effort, the blood, sweat, and tears that go behind to get there. Like you said, it just doesn't happen. And it was cultivated over years of bringing in and new people, but those people adding to it and keep on getting that evolution out right.
It's really interesting because guys like you and I have been through it. We don't forget. How do we help others who come into our company at the moment that we're at today, like internalize and also not forget or remember? Like, is it just telling the stories of what's led us to getting here, or how do we avoid that sense of entitlement and keep that hunger and those memories going to what got us here, and to remember, like, we don't want to go back there. And also there's a lot of sacrifice that led to that. There was a sacrifice before 2015, that got us here too.
It's storytelling. Our fathers, our fathers' fathers, they have told stories of our families to us and some of their trials and tribulations of life, and those teachings that they passed on from generation to generation. I think that's what we need to do here.
Yeah.
And I think that we've been telling that story, but you can't tell it enough.
Really well said. But one of the things that we do at Broad River is we like to teach it back out. And we, various departments, first of all, we acknowledge there have been many in our industry, this is such a great industry, who've opened their doors to us when we were at a much younger stage and let us learn from them. And so, now, we have people who call us and want to come visit us, and maybe they want to go on stories. And we're like, yeah, come on, we'll show you how not to do it and the mistakes that we made. But now we're, a proud premier stores partner, and we love for them to send us their potential new customers or thinking about moving on to stores. That's just one example. Who may want to come look into how we do things in your department. What's your mindset? What do you tell your team about why do you want to come and how much time do you invest with, on a regular basis with people who are interested to kind of like look and see?
Well, the Ashley families and the licensees, we really rely on each other quite a bit. There's many times that I'll reach out to some of our partners. And so when they reach out to us, it's really rewarding to help others, to help them succeed, and to try to show, well, here's what we've learned. Here's our experiences. And here's maybe some recommendations or best practices that we've learned here. But you know what, Charlie? We ask those questions of others as well. And I think it's a great family network that way.
Yeah, in this series, we recognize a lot of our partners and reps and vendors, but who we also need to recognize? Those other retailers who we've learned from, the Muskelly Furniture, the City Furniture, the Factory Direct FDE in New Jersey, the Dufresne Spencer Group, the Dufresne Group in Canada. There's been many who've come into our Ashley corporate enterprise who've come into our ecosystem who we've learned from. The Wellsville Group, who we've learned from. So there's been a lot of great just in that Ashley family, or even in just the broader industry family who they've opened the doors and we've got to learn from.
Yeah. I think we don't pretend to know everything. That's right. And what we do know is that there's a whole wealth of knowledge out there to seek. And so I think we do a good job about seeking that knowledge, everybody.
So Bill, any final thoughts or sentiments, about the evening, about the gala, the awards gala, and then, kind of where we go from here?
Firstly, definitely a memory made. As memory makers, that was a huge and that honored event for me to attend. Just the culmination of all that work that we did. But it also says that to me, can't rest on your laurels. You can look back and be proud of what you did, but it's every day that we have to continue to look forward. And what excites me is the future. Past is gratified, but the future is exciting. And so that's what we have to go for.
Let's leave it there. That's very well said. The past is gratifying, but the future is exciting. And we got to win the day. We got to make each day its masterpiece. We got a compelling vision to go forward. And this gives us the confidence to, hey, it's a good check mark. Job well done. Now let's keep doing more of that, planting more seeds. So Bill, thanks so much for sitting down with me to talk about the Retailer of the Year Award. This is the program from that event, that wonderful event. Thank you, Ray, Steve, and Ifra. Thanks so much. And thanks for checking out this episode of Stories from the River.
Thanks for listening to Stories from the River. To check out more episodes, visit storiesfromtheriver.com. Join us again next week, and remember to like, rate, and subscribe to the podcast.